Oh, surprise, surprise. I actually went live today. Woohoo! Hi, my dibble. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Sorry about that. I had a last minute off the bed transfer I had to do. So now I'm out of breath. Takes more effort than you would realize when you're this big. It's like a full out workout, damn it. How is everybody? How is everybody? Whew. Hi, Tammy. Good afternoon. Hi, Carol. Dibble's on top of the world. Well, that's good. Which part is the top? Top of the world, Ma. Top of the world. Whew. Hope everyone's doing well. Takes me a while to recover after doing transfer off the bed and back on it. Sorry about that. Heavy breathing is just for your enjoyment. So enjoy. Hi, Bonnie Boo. How are you? Ooh, nice dibble. See, I saw those. Victoria was selling those, and I saw those, and I'm like, a hand mask. My hands are really dry. And I'm like, that'd be nice. But you know what? I couldn't not touch things for that long. Because you have to let it sit on your hands for a little while, right? With shea butter, yes. Shea butter. Oh, nice, Carol. My mom made paw roast or some kind of roast yesterday, and she brought me food today, so that was nice. I didn't have to cook anything. And there was red potatoes and carrots, and I made some biscuits. It's very good. Yummy. The only problem is my mom shredded it, like she cuts it up and then puts it in the container. And if she sliced it, it wouldn't be as dry. But she like literally, like I'm 5 years old, she cuts my food for me. Um, so when you microwave it, it dries out. But I doused it with some butter, and we were good. It's all good. I know how to counteract that. Yep, food, glorious food. Well, my mama had some drama going on last night, and I had drama the other day that I wasn't expecting. And does anybody know why Amazon would suddenly tell me I'm using a proxy server or a VPN, which I don't even know what that is? It won't let me play videos because it says my device is using a proxy. Oh yeah, the kids, but not my mom's, not my grandkids. The supposedly soon to be step grandkid. Um, oh, the drama is ironic, but it could, of course, involve. It ended up involving my mom because she's there, and yeah, my mom wants to fix everything. My mom's a fixer. I'm a fixer. I like, if there's a situation, Dibble is a fixer too. If there's a situation, she'll try and figure out a way to fix it so everything's fine. And sometimes you just can't. And in my mom's case, this doesn't involve her at all. So she's kind of left standing there going, well, I can't do anything about it. I was like, then don't stress over things you cannot control because that's ridiculous. It's useless. Wasted energy. So, but yeah, the situation is very ironic. So ironic that I actually laughed. And I laughed hard. And my mom was looking at me like, this isn't funny. And I'm like, if you think about it, it's funny. because you see, my granddaughter, or my daughter, not my granddaughter, my daughter, when she was 14 years old, she was that person on the internet that you warn your kids about. She was pretending to be somebody else. And what she was pretending to be was 18 years old. She was 14. She was pretending to be 18, who had a 3-year-old son. So she was pretending to be a sexually active 18-year-old, who's she had a whole scenario going. Her husband, the baby's father, was in prison for murder. He was never getting out. She was in a group home because she had been suicidal. So she was under psychiatric treatment. The other people there picked on her. She found her brother hanging from a tree in the backyard. I was dead. Her mom, was gone already. Her sister wasn't mentioned, which I find ironic. But yeah, she had the whole story going. So she had people suckered in, adult men. She was talking with adult men all over the country and Canada. She would sneak up into the attic at 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and talk on the phone with them. So they had her phone number. Yeah, so she was pretending to be something that she's not. And she misled a lot of men who could have gotten in some serious trouble sexting and talking very pornographic with a 14-year-old when they didn't know she was 14. So always be careful and make sure you know who you're talking to. Well, apparently, my daughter's boyfriend's daughter, who is 14, got busted doing the same thing. Pretending to, well, I don't know if she's pretending to be older, but she's been talking to adult men all over the country, and she's given them her address, she's given them her phone number. And last night, her dad, his name's Justin, he was at work. He's a paramedic or EMT, one or the other. They're not the same thing here. But he works emergency services. So he wasn't home. She's been taking care of herself for years. He has custody. And she got in trouble yesterday at school. Apparently she was getting picked on, and she threatened to hurt some girls to get them to leave her alone. She threatened to cause them bodily harm so bad that they'd be in the hospital. I was like, wow, that sounds familiar because I did that in high school a couple of times. So she spent most of the day in the principal's office. And so, of course, she got reprimanded when she got home, blah, blah, blah. Daddy got mad, which is understandable. And so she was by herself and apparently either on her phone or online and threatened to kill herself. So I don't know if that was an attention ploy or if it was actual call for help, that things had gone to overloaded for her, but she did. And whoever she was talking to called the cops, and the cops showed up. Well, he couldn't get out of work because he was actually on a call. So it's like 10 o'clock at night, and she had them call my daughter, being his fiance. Had them call Desiree. So at 10 o'clock at night, Desiree went racing 45 minutes away to go take care of that. And she ended up having to go to the hospital because the police had called an ambulance. Now, I don't know if she hurt herself or if they were just taking her to do a wellness check. My mom didn't say that she injured herself. So I'm assuming it was just to get a psych eval or something. But they were at the hospital until about 1 o'clock in the morning. And Desiree was finally able to get her home. Her dad had gotten off work by that time. And, I don't know the girl's actual frame of mind. But from everything my mom had said about Bella, that's her name, Bella, she's a pretty steady kid. She cooks, she takes care of the house, she does laundry, she, cleans the house because he's gone a lot working, and she's basically doing the work of an adult. She's basically being an adult at the age of 14. So I'm not sure if all of a sudden it just all got overloading, and which at 14 your emotions are all over the place, so it's understandable. My daughter is the last person to counsel somebody about this kind of situation, considering she did it. Same thing, and had absolutely no remorse about it. But I hope that they get Bella some counseling so she at least has somebody to talk to. I told my mom too that she might have been hoping that with him getting a girlfriend and now getting engaged, that the adult responsibilities would be taken off her shoulders. And when that didn't happen, because my daughter doesn't cook, she doesn't clean, she doesn't do anything around the house. Um, so that's not going to happen. If anything, she's going to take advantage of the fact that Bella can cook, and she's going to have Bella cook all the time because neither one of my grandkids cook. You know, um, so I think everything just got dumped on this kid, and she just couldn't handle it. And between getting picked on at school and obviously she's reaching out if she's talking to older men. So hopefully they get her the counseling because she sounds like she's a pretty good kid. Now my mom made a snarky comment about how well it looks like perfect little Bella isn't so perfect after all, which I thought was pretty harsh. I mean, this is a 14-year-old kid who's had to take on the role of an adult. You know, the only thing she hasn't had to do is take care of a younger brother or sister. Um, Plus they were talking about moving, and they were gonna him and his daughter were gonna move. Well, they couldn't make up their mind where they were gonna move, but there was talk of them moving to Anderson, to my town, and that would have taken her away from her friends and situation. So there was that stress too. So I hope that they get somebody to talk to and don't just blow it off as her being an obnoxious kid. You know, I mean, I don't even know the girl, but that's the feeling I'm getting. Is she needs somebody to talk to. Um, so hopefully she'll be okay because 14 is a tricky age. My mother's like, why do all 14-year-old girls do that? I said, whoa, 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 I didn't do that when I was 14. So I was like, all I did was run away from home. And that's because dad broke his promise. She goes, oh, yeah, about the dog. I'm like, yeah, about the dog. So, yes, I did run away from home. As a matter of fact, my mom still has my runaway note, my letter that I wrote when I ran away. My mom still has it folded up in her wallet. You can imagine that. Uh, Woman never gets rid of anything. So, my mom, of course, was up until 2:30 in the morning, so she was very tired today. So, she brought the groceries in. She went and got me cigarettes, took care of a couple things around here, and then I sent her home because she was very tired. And she's like, "We need to get to that room." I was like, "Yeah, but this time it's not me that's not doing it because I was ready to go." She goes, "I know, it's always something." I said, "Yes, it is. We will get to this room eventually." We did get some of it done. I mean, there's a big chunk missing out of all the stuff stacked up in here, so that's a good thing. But yeah. So I guess my granddaughter has been behaving herself very well lately. I said, as far as you guys know. She goes, well, yeah, she hasn't gotten caught doing anything. I was like, well, there you go. If you don't get caught, it didn't happen, right? That was always my motto when I was a teenager. Hell, that was my motto yesterday. So my mom is very stressed out about the whole thing. And I was like, Mom, there's nothing you could do. I said, this girl's not even related to you. I mean, there's nothing I can do about it either. I just, you know, trying to talk my mom around it. And my mom's never been one of those people that believes in therapy or, yeah, it happened. Now they're smartphones. You can't get away with anything now. Thank God I grew up in an age where there wasn't that. If somebody had a video camera, you saw it because that thing was huge. It was bigger than your head. Um, but I told my mom, I said, this is something that they're gonna have to work out themselves. I said, I just hope that they do the right thing by her and don't just, oh, you're grounded because you misbehaved and don't ever do this to me again and you embarrass me. And I mean, my daughter threatened to commit suicide as well online to a man in New York, a 25-year-old man in New York, that had told her that he didn't want to continue their conversations anymore. He was basically breaking it off, and all of a sudden she's like, well, I'm going to kill myself. And he called New York PD, who contacted South Carolina State Police, who tracked down the ISP, called Anderson County Sheriff Department, and like 6 cars showed up at my mother's house. My mother didn't know what was going on. Yeah, talk about embarrassing. On my mom's ritzy little neighborhood, you know. Yeah, we checked for all those. There was no cameras in our bathrooms. Hey, Lisa. Um, but yeah, I mean, I hope the girl gets some help. I hope they don't just blow it off because, I mean, a lot of parents don't delve into the psychological reasons behind things. I mean, I'll admit when I was, my kids were acting up, I didn't either. I was like, what the hell are you thinking, But fix it. Hi, fix it, lady. And yes, I know your name's Michelle. I'm just going to call you Fix It because I like it. So that was mom drama. She was tired. Hopefully, she went home and got some rest. Um, you know. So yeah, I feel bad because my mom does stress about other people's problems. See, I mean, I can talk about them, but I'm not gonna completely stress over them. There's nothing I can do about it. One, my daughter doesn't even talk to me. I'm toxic and person non grata. So there's no way I can help in any way. The only thing I can do is say things to my mother, who tends to repeat the things you say to her as if she's thinking of them. So hopefully, she'll mention something about it and that'll put it in their head or something. I don't know. But she was like, "Yeah, Sadie and Bella get along fine one day and fighting like cats and dogs the next." I'm like, "Well, they're 14 and 15. Of course they're gonna fight." Hello, you know what I mean? Not only that, but Bella ratted Sadie out, and I'm sure that even though Sadie said she's not holding against her, yeah, there's a little bit of there's a little bit of little you little bitch in there, because she got Sadie in trouble, big trouble. But you know, I can guarantee Sadie is very careful about what she shares with Bella now, because she knows Bella's a rat. But, I've never met the girl. I don't even know what Bella looks like. I feel bad for any kid. I mean, Sadie reached out to my son at one point because she was getting picked on at school. Her mom was ignoring her. My mom is too old to relate to anything that Sadie's going through. And she reached out to my son and was talking to him online. And my daughter, of course, checks all of Sadie's messages. She goes into her Facebook and checks it and saw the messages back and forth and then yelled at my son and told him to stop talking to her because he wasn't saying, just do what your mother tells you to do. He was actually talking to Sadie like a person and trying to help her work through some of the stuff she was going through. And Desiree stopped letting him talk to her. So Desiree is the last person that should be counseling a 14-year-old who's done the same exact things that Desiree did at 14. You would think that would give her grounds to know what to say to her, but Desiree has no remorse over what she did, so that's not going to happen. Eh, like I said, I hope it all works out. I don't even know what this girl looks like. Um, I've had no contact whatsoever, but it just sounds like a rough thing that she's going through right now. And so hopefully everything works out for the kid. I don't like it when kids go through emotional crap. I guess her my mom goes, her biological mother. I'm like, it's not like she's adopted, mom. It's her mom. Desiree's not her mother. Nobody wants Desiree to be their mother. I was like, so yeah, her mom is an alcoholic and drug addict. And so, of course, that causes a whole different slew of emotional issues. So I said, well, at least my kids can't blame me with that. Yeah, fix it. She's got a lot of responsibility, a lot, and she's had it for a while. She's basically quote unquote, and I hate this because it's such a sexist term, but she's quote unquote the woman of the house. She does the cooking, cleaning, laundry. She does everything that, you know, if your man's away all the time, that you end up doing it. Well, her dad is away a lot, and Now when he's not away, he's with my daughter. So yeah, she does the cooking and the cleaning and all that. So woman of the house, maid, whatever you want to call it, she's had to take on that responsibility. And I mean, my daughter Kayla, my middle child, she kind of had to do that a little bit um, when I first got on. Well, when my back got real bad, and then I was finally on disability, and I was dealing with adjusting to the medications, and I was so depressed, and I ended up putting way too much on my daughter because she was so responsible. I mean, it's like I'd ask her to do something and she did it. I mean, she helped make sure that my son got his medication in the morning, that he got off to school okay. Um, and I put too much responsibility on my daughter, but I also let her get away with way too much. I mean, she was either home or not home, usually not home. She went to her friends too much, and I let her go on trips with her friends' family, and I overcompensated for putting too much responsibility on her, and it turned into this big mess. But yeah, but I think that she was thinking, oh, Dad's got a fiance, a girl that he's really serious about, and he wants to get married, and they're talking about buying a house together, and I won't have to do as much because she'll be doing it. Yeah, no, she's not going to do any of it. My daughter won't do any of it. And my grandkids don't do a damn thing. So, all of a sudden she'd be taking care of three other people instead of just her and her dad. Not to mention the fact that they have a dog, so there'd be two dogs and like four cats. So yeah, I can imagine that would be feeling very overwhelming to a 14-year-old. I know it would have when I was 14. I would have been like, oh no. But hopefully everything works out. My daughter and Justin, which is her boyfriend's name, tried to get a loan to buy a house, and they're not eligible because apparently he has unpaid bills or debts or some crap, or he was late on a couple of payments, or I don't know, but his credit's kind of shot. So their advisor told them to take another year to rebuild his credit, get everything squared up, and then reapply, and that they could probably get a loan at that point with Desiree being out of school by then and working full time. They could probably get a loan for like 300 grand per house. They were thinking that they'd probably get one for 200. And my mom's like, that's not very much. And I'm like, what do you want them to live in? A palace? The hell? I'm like, she goes, well, they need a 4-bedroom and da 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 da. And I'm like, well, 4-bedroom mobile homes are really nice these days. And, they don't cost like, they cost like half of what a house does. I don't know. But pretentious people like to live in big houses. The white picket fence, I don't know. Good luck to them, but apparently they're going to have to wait another year. And then my mom was like, well, so does that mean you're not getting married over the summer? Because that was the plan, apparently, is that they were going to get married this summer. And Desiree basically said, well, there's no point in getting married if we have to live in separate places. She's like, I don't want to be married and have my husband live somewhere else. So there is that, because his condo is way too small for all of them. And Sadie is refusing to move, and so is my grandson. So that should be interesting. Yeah. So nobody answered me about the proxy thing. Amazon is now telling me that I can't watch a video because my device is running through proxy. Now, I haven't changed anything on this computer, and I don't know what proxy they could be talking about, or VPN, something or other. And they give a thing to go and check it, but the site doesn't exist, so I do not know. Oh, nice, Dibble. Nice. I have a jewelry armoire. It's kind of gotten battered and beaten, which pisses me off. But John bought it for me about 12 years ago. The tall standing one. Yeah, I'll have to YouTube it or go on Amazon help site and look it up, because I don't understand why all of a sudden it would say I'm going through a proxy when there's just me here and it's my Wi-Fi. So, I was literally in the middle of watching something when all of a sudden it said that player can't play video because I'm going through proxy, and every video that I click on, it won't let me play it. And I'm like, why am I paying for Amazon when I can't even use Prime? I'm like, that's what I was using it for. Something to do. Huh. I was going to read to you guys what it said. No, it's not doing it. Get one I haven't watched. Okay, now it's not doing it. So apparently it fixed itself. Weird. Just very weird. Okay, never mind. Okay. Send me pictures, woman. Oh, shit. Hold on. We just did something I didn't mean to do. Damn it. I clicked on the wrong thing. Hey, Bobby. Okay. I don't know what I just did, Lisa, but I think I accidentally timed you out because all of your messages are deleted. It doesn't say that you're blocked. Does it say that I timed her out? Because yeah, it's not showing it. I was on the YouTube side and my finger twitched, or on the StreamYard. All it says is all I can see is that it says my message was deleted. That I deleted the message. Timed out. Okay. Well, Lisa, you will be back in 5 minutes. I am so sorry. I did not do that on purpose. Sorry. You'll be back. Sorry, honey. Bobby, shut up. Oh, nice. Very nice. Those are nice. So, and my drama the other night, which I do not hold the channel owner or anybody else on the channel except the person who did it responsible. So I'm good with everybody else. We're fine. Communication between me and channel owner has happened. So I was okay before that, but I do appreciate them reaching out to me. Came as kind of a shock because I didn't do anything wrong. And I got my paw slapped and I got psychologically shamed. I'm like, what the hell? I have no idea if they were just having a bad day, needed to smoke a blunt, can't hurt, right? Or what's going on, but I didn't do anything wrong. That person has not reached out. So I do not know what's going on with that. Nice. So, oh, that's very cool, Dibble. But yeah, so all I can say is if you're having a bad day, don't take it out on people that didn't do anything wrong. because it's very confusing. We don't know what we did, and we don't like it. I mean, I got there about 20 minutes after the live started, and there were other people in the chat joking around and talking, having conversations, and um, they switched presenters because this was an auction, and the channel owner went, "Wait, hold on, we got a break for cuteness," and showed their guest who had a like a boss ops some kind of, yeah, she said it was snowing earlier, some kind of fuzzy tiny dog, right? And my comment was, "Oh my God, there's a mop on your face trying to drown you." And somebody else then said something about a Morkie, and I was like, "What the heck is a Morkie?" I was like, "Is that like Mork from Mork's dog or something?" And all of a sudden, the person that was selling was like, "Kodi, there's no real reason for that, and you're disruptive, and it's distracting, and we're trying to sell things, and I wouldn't come to your channel and do that." And I'm sitting there going, "What?" Because for 20 minutes, people have been joking around and talking, and I'm like, What?" So yeah, I was kind of thrown, um, a little shocked because the person had never talked to me like that, and as far as I know, I hadn't done anything wrong. So I was like, "All right, then, I'm out. I'll just sit here quietly." Um, yeah, I was for that person and I. It was not usual behavior. I think what irritated me the most was I wouldn't come to your channel and do things like that. Have you been to my channel? Because it would not be a distraction. I'm not selling anything, and I'm if people want to buy something, they're not going to get distracted. I mean, I didn't cause a commotion in the chat. Hell, half the people didn't even see what I wrote. That there was no LOLs or laughy faces or anything. So it I wasn't disrupting. I'm like, what? Came out of nowhere. I don't wish that person any ill will if she's having issues. I hope they get worked out. Or hook up with Snoop Dogg and get a blunt, man, because you need to chill. I don't know what that was about. I have not had any. She hasn't contacted me to apologize for the attitude, which is her responsibility. The channel owner contacted me and apologized for the other person's attitude. I'm like, it's not your place, but I appreciate the effort. I appreciate the gesture. But me and everybody else on the channel, we're fine. We're good. Um, it doesn't mean I won't go there, but I did see that person in Ella's auction, and they bought some things, and I just kept it normal, and it was fine. So I'm still a little confused over why I got jumped on like that. So all I can say is, if you're having a bad day and you lash out, you feel the urge to lash out at somebody, take a minute and think about it. Did that person do anything specific that is causing a problem? Because if not, don't lash out at them. I agree, Dibble. I agree with that. Dropping links during an auction is not only distracting, but it's very rude to the people that are auctioning. Now, I can understand dropping the links to people who are on the screen at the time. Like if it's Ella's auction, dropping Ella's link, which is silly because it's always on her channel, you're already there. But dropping Nikki's link, or if she's on with Victoria, dropping Victoria's link when they're on screen, I understand that completely. And I have no problem with that. Because that's the seller at the time and you want people to be able to hook up with them on their own channel. I get that. But dropping everybody in the chat's link during an auction, no. You can do that before and do it after, but don't do it during, because it's hard for the moderator too, because you're basically chat blocking. So, I'm trying to follow bids and auctions and interest and questions, and I got all these links in my way, and it does get in my way, and I don't like it. The other thing is advertising your own stuff during someone else's auction, or advertising other auctions that are going on at that time, or that will be going on. Most people that do auctions, like Ella, will let you do that before, and in the beginning before she starts auctioning, and at the end, you know. Um, Most people will let you. There's a time and a place for dropping links for upcoming events or things that are going on. But don't come into with someone's auction and go, "Hey, so and so is live right now." Yeah, don't do that. You know what I mean? It's so rude. It's like you're basically saying, "Hey, leave this place right here and go there." You know, it's like walking into someone's party and being like, "Hey, there's a better party at this place. Let's go." And so yeah, that is very rude. But I mean, even the comment that the person made after this happened, because the channel owner said everybody's welcome here and nobody is causing a problem, and you're good and da da da. When the person that had made the comment came back on, they were like, everybody's welcome here. It's just we don't want any distractions and taken away. I mean, it was a backhanded type of thing. It's like, oh, your hair looks great. If only it was a little shorter. You know what I mean? It's like a backwards compliment type of thing. It was backwards apology or explanation. It didn't count. And now, if I got an apology, it wouldn't count because I've been talking about it on my live. So it's not a spontaneous thing from that person. So don't even bother. Although I am supposed to mod for that person. I don't know if they still want me to do it. I mean, I said I would do it and I keep my word, but I have no idea. So I don't know. I do not know. But like I said, I mean, I don't hold any ill will. People have bad days. I get it. You know, it's just a little shocking. It hurt my feelings. I was kind of like, what? I do have one feeling left. Yes, I do, Dibble. And Dibble, your link dropping is distracting because you're always dropping your boobs in chat. You're always so sweet, except remember that time you slept with my husband? Well, he thought I was sweet. Yeah, I mean, it's like she basically said, yeah, everybody's welcome and we have no problem with, anything that you're doing except everything you're doing. You know what I mean? I'm like, what? So, yeah, I don't know. Hey, you can sleep with mine if you want. I can get his address for you. Just got to make a trip up to Massachusetts. You're tiny, though. He'd probably break you. He's a little rough, you know. It's one thing we had never had any complaints about. You know, Dibble lying. I don't sleep with other people's husbands. Hell, I don't even sleep with my own. I don't sleep with married men. Did right? Well, that was the problem. I never got any sleep. Not really a problem, but hmm. So yeah, I don't know. What was the other thing? Oh yeah, Ella got mad because well, I want to say mad or irritated, somewhere in between. I guess she was very bothered by the fact that someone when a couple of weeks ago she had said okay, that's the last of my diamond art for now. And someone came in and said, well, I have like 50 diamond arts, for sale. You're in someone else's auction. Don't advertise your own stuff when you're in someone else's auction. That's kind of rude. Why is it loud? Your geese acting up? Tell them to be quiet. Don't they know you have to go live? It's actually loud here outside. All the little dogs out there barking their ass off. There was a big ass pitty running around. My mom saw him in my backyard. She goes, "There's two dogs out there. One looks like he's on a leash, and the other's just wandering around. He looks like a bulldog." And I looked out, and I was like, "Mom, that's a pit bull." And she goes, "Oh." She goes, "Well, there's another big dog out there." And I looked, I was like, "That's Simmy's boyfriend." It was Caesar, halfway into my yard, barking at the other dog to go away. Caesar's very protective of Simmy's territory. So he was telling that other dog, "Get off, it's my girl." Even though she was not outside at the time, which is good because she would have been barking her ass off at the other dog. Luke saw Simmy outside yesterday and came over and said, "Hey," checked up on me. I'm like, "Wow, thanks. It's been 6 months." He did mow my lawn the other day. So that was very sweet of him. But it's like, I do have a door. Y'all can, I don't know, knock on it to check on me. Just a thought. They help me out. Nobody ever checks on me. I could be laying dead on my floor. Nobody'd know it. So, I do hope everybody's doing well today and this week and etc. I'm actually okay today. I mean, aside from the normal aches, pains, and bullshit, the swelling in my eye has gone down. Yeah, Dibble, I agree. It's very not cool. The other thing I don't like, well, it's one thing if the seller gives comps. Like Victoria will tell people how much stuff costs, like if you go to Walgreens or something when she's selling some. Because her HBA, I mean, she sells some stuff that, you're going to pay $30 for in the store and she's selling it for $5. So, I mean, that's a good selling point. But when people in the chat give comps, it's not cool because you don't know where they got their comps from. And, if they looked on the what sold part of it or they just looked it up on Amazon and, oh, this is what it sells for. You can't go by retail on something that you're selling that's, you get it out of a pallet or you buy it at a thrift store. You can't go by retail. It's even if it has tags on it and it's never been used, it's still used. You're not buying it direct out of the store. So some people are like, "Hey, I'm going to look it up on Amazon and see how much it's worth." That doesn't work. But and you can't even, I mean, when you look stuff up on eBay, you have to go on the sold part of it. You can't just look up an item because people can list stuff for whatever the hell they want. They can list a Bic lighter for $200. Doesn't mean it's going to sell. Although shockingly enough, it probably would. But, for someone to, when they're in the chat and said, "Oh, that's a $50 item," or that's I paid $50 for that, whatever. I don't like it when people do that. I don't. Mm-mm. I do recommend some things to comp if you're going to resell something. Let's give an example. Let's see. Oh, Ella had that massager gun, right? Which looks amazing, by the way, and I would love to have one of those, but I have nobody to use it on my back, and I cannot twist like that. So it would kind of defeat the purpose of back massage if I had to do a contortionist thing to use it. But if you're going to resell that, Ella had a starting bid of it of $30. So say you bid $30, nobody else bid on it, you get it for $30. If you're going to resell that, I highly recommend doing comps on it first. Like if you're going to sell it on eBay, do the comp on eBay for what has sold. Not just type it in the search engine and come up with all the different prices. Right. Hey, John. Comps are a funny thing, and it depends on where you do your comps. If you do them on eBay, you're going to get one price. If you do it on Etsy, you'll get a different price. If you do it, you know what I mean? So throwing comps into a chat is not cool. And a lot of people have rules against it. Ella, I've never asked Ella about her rules about comps. I really should. But I know that if the seller gives the comp, that's a whole different thing than if people in the chat do it. But you have to take the average I mean, if you do a comp check on, let's see, looking around my back scratcher, right? I do a comp check on my back scratcher, and I do the comp check on eBay, and I go all the way down to the bottom. I hit the sold, so I only get what's actually sold, and there are 10 of them, and they've sold in a variety of prices from $5 to $15. You have to average that out, so your comp is actually somewhere between $8 and $10. You got to be logical about it. So there are some things that they absolutely are worth a lot, and you should grab them. And there. But I really recommend, if people are going to resell and it's an item like that is something that's worth something, I absolutely do a comp on it for yourself before you bid on it, because I don't like people to be dissatisfied by something. I mean, if somebody in the chat says, "Hey, that's goes for $50," and you buy it, you bid on it, you buy it, and you're thinking you're going to make money on it, and it actually comps for 10, that would piss me off. It would. So always do your own comp checks. Um, and a lot of times the auctions move fast, but I know for me personally, if somebody says, "Can you hold off doing the call yet? I have to check on something," or I want to run a comp or whatever, I will absolutely give you a couple of minutes to do that. I know it doesn't take that long, so I have no problem waiting a minute or two for people to do a comp. I'm pretty easygoing. Because Ella don't like to wait. Ella, she'll be like, "Okay, let's call it," and I'll do the go, because calling it means going once, going twice, whatever kind of fair warning you give, and then sold. And 9 times out of 10, and this got caught. I got caught on it yesterday, and I felt so bad for Donnie, because Ella was like, "Okay, let's call it," and I put going once to sell it to someone, and she was like, "Okay, sold to da 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 da," and she was packing it up, so I put bam sold, and right after I put that in, Donnie came in with another bid. Do I have an eBay link? I don't sell on eBay. Dibble does. Um, so I felt so bad. I'd even asked Ella if she wanted me to retract it, because I didn't do the actual countdown. Um, and she was like, "No, you put in sold, it's sold." I'm like, "All right." But I felt bad because I try and do the countdowns, but I'm trying to count it down and Ella's already on the next item that I have to type in. So sometimes it's hard to keep up, but she doesn't like to wait. She's like, "I don't have time for this. Let's go." Oh, cool, Dibble. Makeup sells pretty good from what I've heard on eBay and things, listing platforms, especially colors or brands that people get familiar with. That's like their favorite brand or their favorite color, and then they can't find it anymore. You know, Same with perfume. Dibble, are you able to put your link in for your eBay? I have people's links saved, and I don't I don't know where they are. Ugh. I think I found it. 99.2% positive feedback. You go, girl. I think I got it. Let me know if this is the right link. drm.tulsa.191. Nike beanie cap. Nice. Ooh, I like that ring. Look, now I'm gonna go shopping. Oh, 80. Yeah, I'm not shopping for that ring. Pretty though. Very pretty. I'll tell you what, if John were still alive, I totally would have bought that hot chili pepper, the glass chili pepper. He loved hot peppers. Okay, I have to stop looking at this, or mm, mm. I'll end up in a rabbit hole I can't get out of. There's TG. Yeah, so Bonnie, I think that's the correct one because it matches her email. So people thought you got snowed in, TG. Devil. Put a big thing at the top that says "Buy my shit." I bet you're glad that the roof is fixed now, TG. Any kind of snow that would have been in your living room. That would have sucked. On a side note, my mom is so funny. I had her do grocery pickup, right? Instead of her shopping because the shopping thing is tiring around. So we worked around it so that the funds stay on my card for the groceries. And she puts in what she would normally pay for groceries. She gives me in cash for rent, which my landlord's supposed to show up sometime today. When he'll probably be here next week. I don't know. Um, so I did grocery pickup, and so she brings it all in the house, and so she's going through my food as she's putting it in the. She goes, "Oh, you got this. Oh, you got this. Oh, you got this." I'm like, "Yeah." She's so cute. Because I was craving honey ham. And it was weird because I usually don't. Um, but I was craving honey ham, so I got a thing of honey ham. I figured, well, I can have ham and cheese, and I can have omelets or scrambled eggs with ham and cheese, whatever. And so I got a thing of honey ham. She goes, "Oh, you got honey ham?" I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "You've never gotten this before." I'm like, "I had a craving." It's like, "Well, you need to watch the money," and I'm like, "Oh my god, really?" You get family discount, Bonnie. Family discount. Yeah, I have zero money for extras. We'll probably have to do a sale this month. I keep saying that, and then I never get the sale done. But I got I got my electric bill paid, but now I have this month's electric bill, which is lower, which is good, but it's still over $100. So I can either use my food money and pay the bill, or do a sale and try and make the money. So I will probably do a sale and try and make the money. I just don't know when. I'm not organized in any way, shape, or form. Ugh. Dibble's no angel, and she never claimed to be. Get those halos off my screen. Yeah, I mean, it's understandable, Dibble. Price high, offer a discount. People think they're getting a deal and they're actually paying what's normal. Don't give all your secrets away now. That's what stores do. It's like, oh, look, we're having a 10% sale. Yeah, well, they just marked it up 20%. You know what I mean? They marked everything up 20% and then they have a 10% off sale. It's how they do business. Unless they really want to get rid of it. And then Kathy ends up getting it out of the dumpster. So. Yeah, standard. Almost fell the other day. Luckily, I was in a position to sit back down, but I went to get up off my bed. My foot slid out from underneath me. I was like, "Oh shit!" I was only partially standing though, so I just didn't have. It's hard because my foot's numb, so I can't actually feel it touching the floor. So I have to actually look at my foot to make sure my foot is flat on the floor. And apparently, I was tilted the wrong way, and it just whoop right out from underneath me. Luckily, I was close enough that I landed back on the bed. I'm like, well, let's try that again. But it's scary because then you're afraid to try it again. You're like, well, what's going to happen next time I go to stand up? I live in fear. It's fun. I do not know Carol. I have not seen her in a couple of days. I know she was sick. Um, Kathy, that is. I don't know if her mom was sick, but I know Kathy wasn't feeling well. I haven't seen her in a few days. I hope she's doing okay. I miss her. My groovy giggle girl. Crap. Just knocked over a Pepsi. 2 liter. Not that my mom doesn't drop them all the time before they get into my house. But I don't like flat soda. Or as my dad used to call it, pop. I used to tease him all the time for saying pop. He was from Canada. And I don't know if everyone in Canada calls it pop, but where he was from, they did. In Massachusetts, we called it soda or soda pop. In the South, they call it Coke. Doesn't matter what kind of drink it is. If it's carbonated, it's Coke. Yeah, well, you also have ice lollies instead of popsicles, so your words are weird. Yeah, the first time Wendy was eating one of those, and I was like, an ice lolly. What the hell is an ice lolly? What'd you do? Froze your lollipop? And she showed it to me. I'm like, oh, a popsicle. Yeah. Well, in South Carolina, everything is Coke. Even if you want Pepsi, it's Coke. It's weird. Totally threw me when I first came here because in Massachusetts we actually use the name of the item to order it. Like if you want Sunkist, you order Sunkist. Um, Here you order orange Coke. I'm like, what? Yeah, weird. Or a Pepsi Coke. I asked the person, a waitress once at a restaurant, like, do you have Pepsi or Coke? She goes, what do you mean? I'm like, oh, help me. Yeah. Let's just say the culture shock was real. And just like in England, in the UK, they call garden hoses hose pipes. That one threw me. I had no idea what anybody was talking about. I'm like, what the fuck is a hose pipe? That thing you use to water your lawn. I'm like, a garden hose? Oh, okay. Like, weird. It's it's so funny if you think of all the different words they have for one thing, you know. Well, you get lemonade then. Yeah, the UK is having some pretty big cost increases too, shortages and things like that. There are shortages all over the planet. It's terrible. I told my mom, I said, I ate gold the other day, and she goes, "What?" I was like, I had eggs. Started laughing. I'm like, yeah. Yeah. Broke out my redneck caviar. Yeah, I heard that you guys couldn't get tomatoes. I heard about that. It's rough. Weather changes and insect changes. I mean, if you don't, people keep killing all the honeybees. We're not going to have any food. We're not going to have any plants because there's not going to be anything to pollinate them. Bees are important, people. I actually rescued a bee once. Bees don't like me. They absolutely do not like me. I do not know why, but they don't like me. But I had to walk next door because the guy's dog was stuck and he wasn't home. So I had to go and unwrap the dog from the tree stump he was stuck on. And as I'm walking over there, I saw this bee on the ground, and I'm like, why is there a bee just kind of sitting there? And when I walked back, it was still there. So I went and I got a bottle cap with some water in it because it was really hot out that day. And I put the bottle cap down under the bee's face, and I swear to you, the bee took some drinks of water and then flew away. I'm like, oh, I rescued a bee. Please don't bring your friends back to try and kill me. And then I went back inside. Yeah, because believe it or not, bees do dehydrate. We have big fat bumblebees that have been flying all over the place around here. And of course, I get hornets and wasps and crap on my porch, and I hate that. They're probably living under my ramp too. That would be fun. My mom comes walking up, and this swarm comes out. No, that's a bad thing. Yeah, artificial pollination doesn't work. You can't just shake the plant and have it happen. A lot of people don't realize how delicate the balance of nature is. Like, I don't get why this is happening. Well, if you break it all down, it ends up being environmental or insect for why things are going wrong, which brings it to people, the plague of the planet. One day, this planet is going to, the whole planet's going to shake really hard and get all the people off it. It's going to be like, get off me. Yeah. Well, a big problem with whales, they've found that in a lot of the whales that have beached themselves or that have died, is the whales are eating plastic bags or those little bubble things from Walmart, um, the air cushions, because they look like jellyfish, which are whales part of. A lot of whales eat jellyfish as part of their diet, And the plastic bags look like the jellyfish, and of course, whales can't digest them. They block their stomach up. Whales think they're full, but they're not, and they actually starve to death while they're swimming around. It's very sad. They've done necropsies on them and found whales with stomach full of plastic bags. Poor turtles with straws stuck up their nose. I watched some people rescue a sea turtle that had a straw stuck up. There was like 6 inches of straw, drinking straw. Well, shit. Time is it? My landlord just texted me, on my way, 20 minutes. Okay. So we'll give him about 15 minutes, and then I'll have to get out and give him my rent, which means I'll be leaving you all unless, well, it'll be about an hour and a half. Yeah, tell him to bring me keys. I've done it. I need the locks changed, actually. I just need the door, all new locks on it, but he charged me for that, so I'm like, well. And it's not like I go anywhere anyway, so. Ugh. He's putting a roof on his house. That's what he told me this morning. He's like, I'll be there later this afternoon and put a roof on my house. I'm like, okay. I found a few shingles in our backyard. My mom said there were a couple pieces of shingle on the deck. So I'll have to let him know to check that, because I don't want the roof to leak, because that will cause damage to his house, Here comes Goose Dad. Oh, I gotta pick up the cat food. It's a whole process for me to get off of this bed, I'll tell you. And I gotta leave the dog in here, and I don't need her eating the expensive cat food. I just had to buy a 7-pound bag of cat food. Cost me $18 and almost $20. I was like, holy crap. So they were out of dog food. My usually I get a shipment. It didn't come for dog food, so I gotta buy dog food. And they didn't have it. Ow. I'm gonna have to have it. Oh, come on. I have to have Walmart deliver it, which means I'm gonna have to pay $8 delivery. I hate that. But you're getting a new roof next week? Nice. And all that comes out of my grocery money, so. But I was going to get a 3.5-pound bag of dog food, which would last me like a week. But if the 15-pound or 13-pound bag isn't coming, then I need to buy her a regular bag that'll last her the whole month. And my mom can't carry that. She can't lift it, so I have to have it delivered. So next week's grocery order will be delivered. My mom won't even have to go get it, because they didn't have the cat litter either, so I might as well get the heavy stuff delivered, right? Let the Walmart delivery person carry it in. Hopefully they don't give me attitude. I've never had an attitude from anyone except that last guy, who was just all like, bye, Carol. Have a great day. Yeah, the last guy acted like I was gonna murder him in my house. I'm like, dude, really? And he like threw my groceries on the counter. The Sam's guy. I think he was from Sam's. Sam's or Walmart, one of them. Threw my stuff on the counter and like ran out the door. I'm like, okay. Then he had to come back because I hadn't signed for it yet. Like, I'm not gonna kill you. Dog's locked up. You're fine. Like, what the hell? It's very weird. Yep, I'm just wheeling around in my wheelchair murdering people. I've been in lieu of, not having the Amazon to watch, I've been watching YouTube videos on unsolved crimes, cold cases that finally got solved. They end up using like genealogy sites like 23andMe and the other one um to track down your family tree to catch you. I was like, yep, see, we all knew that they were going to use that. Really? Your Walmart doesn't deliver? Weird. It was funny because when I put my order in, I get Gold Bond medicated powder because I get rashes. I got big boobs. I get rashes in uncomfortable places. So I get the medicated powder. They didn't have it in stock, but they said they could ship it for free. And I was like, okay. So it ended up coming FedEx yesterday. I'm like, cool. But I could get the cat food, the cat litter and the little bag of dog food delivered. But I figure I have to get a bigger bag of dog food and the cat litter and all of that. So I might as well just have the whole grocery order delivered next week and have them bring it in for me. Yeah, me too, TG. Except depending on the day and time, it costs either $9.99 or I'm sorry, $9.95 or $7.95 to get things delivered. And I'm like, that's two pot pies. What the hell? It's money I can't spend on food. You know, so. And I don't get food delivered enough that having the Walmart Plus, it's like $25 a month. It wouldn't be feasible. I mean, if I got food delivered all the time, then yeah, that would be worth it because I'd save $7 to $10 every time I got food delivered, so it would make up for itself. But I don't, so no. I just hate it that they wait until they're picking your order to be like, oh, this is out, this is out, this is out, and you don't have time to switch it to something else. Because I don't trust them to make substitutes for me. So I always put no substitutes. But like with the honey ham I got, if they were out of I think I got Hillshire. If they were out of the Hillshire, then I could pick a different brand that I like, but they don't give you enough time. They're like, oh, well, your order's ready for pickup. And by the way, you're not getting these items. It's like, well, shit, you know? So but I got all the food that I ordered this time, which is amazing. My mom is constantly saying they don't have chicken thighs there. But I ordered the really big pack of chicken thighs so I can divide it up and put it in my freezer. And they actually had it. So I was like, yay. Nope, not on mine. It says you can either substitute or not substitute. That's all it gives you, and they pick for you. So I don't trust other people to pick my food. My Walmart thing doesn't do that. You have an on and off for substitutes, and that's it. Oh. Oh yeah, I gotta get my shoe. trying to get all prepared so I don't have as much to do when I have to transfer. Well, I think that after the landlord leaves, I'm probably going to crash. It doesn't do that on mine, Bobby. Nope. It'll say edit, and it'll be like later or save or delete. That's all I get. I only get one spot where it says substitutions, and you can switch it on or switch it off. That's it. That's how she rolls. Yay, South Carolina. But anyway, I think I'm going to end my live because when I get back, I'm going to be too tired to really deal with anything. Where I've already been in and out of the room and chair and all that once this morning, and I was in the chair for a little while. It does take a lot out of me, so I'm probably just going to lay down and take a nap when I'm done. You would think, Bobby, you would, but yeah, it doesn't give me that option. So, bye, Fix It. Bye, everybody. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me. I appreciate it. I love you guys. Have a great day. Don't get into trouble now. Don't be sassing people. Unless you have to, if it's necessary, hey, you do what you have to do. I'll talk to you guys later. Hopefully, I'll be able to do my live on Saturday. Keep our fingers crossed and feeling all right. And I will see you guys around the tube, around the YouTubes, because, we are YouTubians. Oh, and for somebody who knows who it is, how the fuck are ya? Devil. What'd you put in? Oh, little turquoise waving thing. Okay, gotcha. It doesn't show up right. The new emojis don't show up right on StreamYard. All right. Bye, everybody. Talk to you later.